Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi guys, welcome to episode 141 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. So this last week I had one of the sweetest messages with someone sharing with me what the podcast has been doing for their life, and also that they had shared it with a friend, which is the highest compliment I can ever get, that you trust me enough to share an episode with someone you know it will help. So thank you guys again so much for listening. All right, have you ever had a moment where you were super inspired? Maybe you were reading a book or just finished a seminar or whatever it is that inspires you, but you were committed right in that moment to lose those last 10 pounds or only focus on positive thoughts. Or maybe you were committed to taking that class to add to your talent stack and you're all motivated and hyped up, and then the moment passes and you're right back to your regularly scheduled life without changing anything really. I know I've been there, and I'm sure you have too. Here's the thing. We aren't going to sail through life always feeling super motivated and inspired every single moment. So when we do feel that way, we have to capitalize on it. And the way to do that is by taking massive action. Right then, do something in the moment of inspiration that'll get that ball rolling. Because once it's rolling and you have momentum, more than likely, you're going to keep it going. I talked about taking a certification class in Feng Shui, and I love it. I genuinely have no idea where it's heading. I don't know how I'm going to use it, but I know I was driven to get it, and that's enough for me. I've been thinking about it for a while, and it kept coming up, and the desire never waned. So I knew it was a calling I should answer, and I'm really enjoying it. Now, the reason I don't try to hurry it along is because I know as soon as I finish this class, a new desire is going to pop up, or maybe even a new door will appear that this new knowledge I have will be the key to open it. It's all part of a unique path that's meant just for me, and you have that unique path just for you too. I feel like we're kind of on parallel paths because we all love growing and we all love learning. I don't want to have the feeling of regret, like, man, I wish I had done that. And let me just say this, because I know some of you might be thinking right now that, I missed that boat. I knew I should have done that, or I wish I had done this. That really isn't helpful. Let that go. It just wasn't the right time. The right time is when you're ready, and when you're ready, nothing can stop you. What's meant for you is gonna be yours, as long as you're in the game taking action, creating instead of only consuming. And along that line of thought, we want to make sure that we do our part in creating that life that excites us. I can remember so many times in my younger life where I would wish something were different and then do the exact same things I'd always done and wonder why nothing changed. Imagine that. If you're at a point in your life where you feel like you need a change, but you're scared to do things differently, or maybe you're unsure of what to do, deep down though, you just know you want things to change. Remember this. You're the only one that ultimately knows what's best for you. Your inner guidance system is really strong, but you aren't going to hear that voice by shutting it down, drowning it out, or muting it. So how does one drown out or mute their inner guidance system? Well, have you ever been in your house and you think you hear a noise, but there's so much other noise, maybe from the TV or the kids running around, that you aren't really sure where it's coming from? So you turn the TV way down and you tell the kids to be super quiet, and then you can hear where the sound is coming from. That's the exact thing you have to do to really hear what your inner guidance system is telling you. When you're constantly filling your head with Netflix or the news or loud music or numbing your feelings with alcohol or food, it's really hard to hear that inner guidance system because it's drowned out. That's why I love having meditation and journaling and exercise as part of my daily routine, because those are really the times when I get my biggest ideas, when I'm really coming up with ideas that move me to take action, which ultimately create what I want. Taking positive steps like listening to good podcasts and reading books that inspire you help too, because it causes your brain to think new thoughts. You're wanting more and you're loving the idea of growth. That's why you're taking those steps. When you do that, when you get inspired, That's your inner guidance system giving you hints of what to do next. And don't worry that you've missed your boat, because there will be another one. It really is never too late, and you really may just now be ready to take that next step. There will be another boat. You just have to be sure to take it. There's a parable I love of a man who got caught in a hurricane that was burying his city underwater, including the house he's currently in. Fortunately, he was able to make it to the roof, which was barely above water, but it wouldn't be for long. The water's raging by him, getting closer by the minute. He starts really praying for God to save him. As he's praying, a boat goes by with a man in it who yells for him to jump in. But he doesn't, because he said, "No, God is going to save me." And then here comes another boat with another man who tells him to get in. The man in all his faith says, "Nope, God's going to save me." Finally, a helicopter's overhead and lowering a harness. But he doesn't take that either. He says, "Nope, God's going to save me." Well, eventually the inevitable happens and he drowned. So when he gets to heaven, he says to God, "I prayed so hard that you saved me. I don't understand what happened." God looked at him, kind of shaking his head. He said, "I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter, but you didn't take any of them." You see, we have to be willing to step off the roof and into the next boat that is ready for us. That means you have to get over your fear. You have to take that first step, and that's a lot of times the scariest part. Once you take that first step towards whatever it is, you get a little momentum, and I'm sure you've watched enough basketball games to know what happens when one team has momentum. Everyone feels it, and it's super hard to stop. My challenge for you this week is to figure out where the momentum is headed in your life, and be honest with yourself. Is the momentum in your favor? If you keep doing what you're currently on track to do, is that creating a life that excites you, or a life that just kind of seems like it's happening to you? And don't beat yourself up if it's not going in the right direction. Just know you get to change that, but it isn't going to change by doing the same things that got you here. And remember, don't leave the scene without taking massive action to get the momentum headed where you want it to go. It could be as easy as just choosing one thing that will quiet the noise so you can hear your inner guidance system loud and clear. And when you hear it and it tells you to join that club, take that class, or ask for what you want, you jump in that boat and you follow the momentum of that river. What's that going to be for you? I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.